4 years in the making, the Imperial Harvest Qinan Collection returns. The last time I released a Qinan collection was in 2021. That year, every single piece was spoken for within days, and then the collection disappeared from public view. Since then, silence. No new pieces, no release, because a collection of this level is not something we rush. It does not happen every year. We wait. We search for the right materials, the rarest specimens of Qinan in the world. We refine our designs, and I wait for the moment where everything aligns. The material, the craftsmanship, the readiness to place these pieces in the hands of the destined owners. Now, that moment has come. This year's release is the most important we have ever offered. 5 one-of-a-kind masterpieces, each carved from a single specimen of ancient Qinan Agarwood, the highest grade in the world. They are not mass-produced. They are not repeated. They will never be remade. This is the 2025 Imperial Harvest Qinan Collections, a ceremony of 5 thrones. 5 thrones, 5 sovereigns, awaiting the leaders who are ready to take them forward. In ancient China, the emperor was known as the Son of Heaven, Tianzi. His role was more than political leadership. He was seen as the link between heaven and earth, the one entrusted to keep the empire in harmony with the divine order. The authority of the Son of Heaven came from the mandate of heaven. And in that world, symbols mattered. Everything he wore, everything he fudged, every detail of a state ceremony reinforced that mandate. Among the rarest and the most valued symbols was Qinan, the most precious form of Agarwood. White Qinan in particular was so rare, so exceptional, that only the emperor himself could wear it or burn it in the court. It was never sold in markets. It was never given as a gift. It was a material of state, reserved for moments that define the empire's destiny. In the Hall of Supreme Harmony, on the day of an imperial proclamation, the scene was precise. The dragon throne stood high on its marble dais. Officials in layered silk robes formed perfect rows in the great courtyard. Golden incense burners stood on either side of the throne, each filled with white Qinan chips, aged for centuries, their resin rich and dark. As incense burned, its fragrance filled the hall, cool at first, clear the mind, then warm and sweet, steadying the breath, finally settling into a deep grounding note that brought calm and focus. That was not decoration, that was not indulgence. For the emperor, white Qinan was a tool, a way to enter the right state of mind to lead, to speak, to decide. In those moments, the presence of Qinan was a statement in itself. The Son of Heaven leads with clarity, foresight, and the blessing of heaven. And just as it once supported the great rulers of the past, white Qinan today carries the same energy, the same symbolism for those leading enterprises, shaping industries, and building legacies that will last for generations. The emperor was not alone in safeguarding the empire's destiny. Behind the throne stood the imperial priests and Taoist masters, keepers of the ancient rites, readers of the stars, and interpreters of the heaven's will. Their work was not political, it was cosmic. They ensured that the empire's rule stayed in harmony with the movements of the heavens, the cycles of nature, and the flow of time itself. And at the heart of their most important ceremonies was Qinan. At midnight, the Temple of Heaven would transform into a sacred stage. Lantern light flickered against the marble steps. Golden incense burners glowed, each one filled with the rarest grades of Qinan, prepared for the night's rituals. The priests moved in silence at first, then, in measured rhythm, circling the altar. They chanted invocations written on handwritten talismans. As the incense began to burn, Qinan's smoke circled into the cold night air, carrying the emperor's petitions towards the heavens. Each grade of Qinan has its own sacred role. White Qinan for leadership and divine favor, burned to affirm the emperor's mandate and strengthen his authority. Green Qinan for prosperity and abundance, used in prayers for bountiful harvests, thriving commerce, and national wealth. Purple Qinan for wisdom and clarity, lead before key decisions to guide strategy and policy. Yellow Qinan for smooth diplomacy and trusted alliances, burn before meetings with foreign envoys or to honor loyal ministers. Black Qinan for resilience and victory in hardship, used before military campaigns or during times of crisis to fortify courage and resolve. These were not gestures for shows. In the eyes of the courts, these rites were as important to the empire's stability as drafting laws or commanding armies. For the priests and Taoist masters, Qinan was a messenger, carrying the hopes of the nations to the heavens and bringing the heavens' blessings back to the earth. The emperor's duty was to lead the empire. The duty of the imperial physicians was to keep him strong enough to do so. Known as Tai Yi Yuan Yi, the Imperial Medical Bureau, these physicians were not only healers, they were trusted advisors on the health, vitality, and longevity of the Son of Heaven. In their practice, Qinan held an honored place, rare, aromatic, and rich in resin. Qinan was believed to strengthen the life force, qi, calm the spirit, and restore balance in times of strain. Powdered Qinan was blended into tonics, infused into herbal teas, even inhaled through incense for its calming and focusing effects. In winter, when cold winds swept across the Forbidden City and court duties were long and demanding, Qinan tonics were prepared to keep the emperor's energy steady. During times of intense decision-making, Qinan incense was burned to help him maintain clarity and focus. Each grade of Qinan had its own strength in medicine. White Qinan to clear the mind and replenish energy after prolonged exertion. Green Qinan to support stamina and cardiovascular health, helping the emperor endure long audiences and ceremonies. Purple Qinan to calm the mind, reduce mental fatigue, and sharpen concentration for state matters. Yellow Qinan to improve circulation and nourish the skin, maintaining the vitality and presence expected of the ruler. Black Qinan to fortify the body's resilience during harsh winters, illnesses, or the strain of travel. For the physicians, Qinan was not a luxury, it was a vital tool, a way to sustain the emperor's health, protect his ability to govern, and, by extension, safeguard the stability of the empire itself. The 2025 Imperial Harvest Qinan Collection carries forward centuries of tradition. 5 sovereign creations, each carved from a single one-of-a-kind Qinan specimen. Each designed with a specific destiny in mind. This is a ceremony of 5 thrones. White Qinan Imperial Dragon Pendant, the king of Qinan, over 3,000 years in the making. White Qinan is the rarest of all grades. Once reserved for the emperor alone, it was never traded in markets, never given as a gift. This pendant's resin has a unique property. When the wood is cut, the surface heals over time, restoring its smooth white finish. It is a natural symbol of renewal and resilience. Its aroma unfolds in stages: cool and clearing, sharpening the senses; honey sweet, opening the heart; mastic grounding, steadying the mind; floral grace, inspiring vision; fruity brightness, lifting the spirit. The Imperial Dragon coils upward, eyes forward, breathe alive. This is a talisman of authority, foresight, and wealth expansion. For those who lead dynasties, in family, in business, in legacy. Green Qinan Pisu Lingzi Pendant, the Queen of Qinan. Over 2,500 years of underground aging. Known as Green Songbird Qinan, its rare green-gold cross-section gave it poetic status among collectors. Its fragrance begins with cooling freshness that clears distraction, moves to honey-like warmth that attracts prosperity, and ending with grounding mastic that secures stability. The Pisu is the guardian of fortune. It devours wealth and never releases it, ensuring your gains remain yours. The Lingzi, the mushroom of immortality, symbolizes longevity, vitality, and divine favor. Together, they form a powerful parry, protecting what you've built, fueling your health and drive, and ensuring your success endures. Purple Qinan Imperial Dragon Tablet, the tactician's choice. Over 2,000 years age, Purple Qinan was prized by imperial advisors, strategists, and scholar generals for its ability to support clear, measured thinking. Its fragrance opens with floral elegance, awakening intuition. A sweet cooling mid-note calms inner tension. Mastic grounding steadies the wheel for long-term plans. The tablet form mirrors the imperial tiger tally, a symbol of delegated power and trust. The dragon carved in ascent reflects measured strength, held in reserve until the decisive moment. This is the artifact for those who lead through vision, timing, and influence, guiding outcomes before they are visible to others. Yellow Qinan Ruyi Tablet Pendant, the Imperial Gift Here. Over 1,500 years in Earth's care. The Ruyi, meaning as you wish, was a scepter of smooth progression and fulfillment. In Imperial history, it was presented only to honored officials and visiting dignitaries as a mark of deep favor. Yellow Qinan's fragrance opens with amber warmth that draws people in, shifts to floral sincerity that builds trust, and finishes with a spice smokiness that leaves a lasting impression. This pendant draws benefactors, aligns opportunities, and ensures your path forward remains free of unnecessary obstacles. It is for those whose leadership relies on relationship, alliances, and the subtle power of influence. Black Qinan Dragonfish Pendant, the sovereign of resilience. Over 1,250 years to form. Inspired by the legend of the carp lifting the dragon gate and transforming into a dragon, the dragonfish is a symbol of breakthrough against all odds. Black Qinan's herbal botanical fragrance steadies ambition, clears emotional turbulence, and strengthens the focus during long pursuits. The open core carving represents calm stillness within decisive movement. The upward tail signals momentum, not just survival but victory. This is for the self-made leader, the one who faced setbacks, endured challenges, and is ready to rise to the next level. 5 thrones, 5 sovereign creations, each one of a kind. Only 5 people in the world will hold these treasures in 2025. This is the final moment before that door closes.